Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I have a pattern review for you guys today. So right before Thanksgiving, I made up the Roseclair wrap dress by Cashmerette. And I really want to talk about it. It's so good. Okay, so Cashmerette Patterns, she started off her pattern company as a plus size curvy pattern company. Her sizes were a size 12 up to a size 30 originally, but she did cup sizes. Now, I was able to sometimes get into her lower size range for tops and dresses. You know, I could kind of fudge that across my hips. I've never been, my lower half of my body though has never been able to wear her sizes. Unfortunately, because she's got some really, like her jeans pattern, she's got one if you're a straighter figure, and then one if you're like a curvier figure. So like if your waist to hip ratio is bigger or smaller or whatever, she has like two different variations, which I'm very interested in. But my hips were they're not even close to the range, just because I'm narrower in my hips than I am, well, about the same as my shoulders, but they're, yeah, just the way I'm built. I'm very rectangular. Anyway, but gosh, it was at the beginning of this year, she announced, or maybe even last year, she announced that she would be expanding her size range. And because quite a few of the pattern companies are expanding their size ranges up, which is so great, so fantastic, love that. Size inclusivity, it's so great for everybody. She decided in order to compete that she needed to expand her size range down and one size up for her full size range. So her new size range is a size 0 to a size 32. So she has two different envelopes kind of, although, I mean, I buy mine PDF. You can buy her patterns in paper form, but she'll have a size 0 to 16 size range and then a size 12 to 32 size range. So, and not all of the patterns are in the 12 to, or in the 0 to 16, only the newer ones. But she has been going back and re-releasing some of her more popular patterns in the full size range, which is very exciting and I very much appreciate. But all the new ones that have been coming out recently are in the full size range. And what I love about her is she does dress for a very curvy figure. And even though I have a large bust, I'm not necessarily curvy anywhere else. So I usually have to straighten out the waist, add to the waist to straighten that up from the, you know, I'm not like bust, waist, hips. I'm more bust, waist, hips. Not really inverted triangle, I guess a little bit with my chest, but it's very straight. So very excited about trying these. I love that she has the cup sizes. So in Cashmerette Patterns, I am a size 10 with a GH cup. And then I will usually just through the waist grade out to a 12 and then back to a 10 at the hips. So I just kind of straighten that waist seam out just a little bit. And that really seems to work really well for me. That's what I do in my Concord. I just made the Stanton hoodie. If you're watching Vlogmas, you saw me in my Stanton hoodie that I made. I'm gonna be making a second one soon. But that's the size I did for that. My Appleton dress, I made one that's exactly what I did, a 10 to a 12, back to a 10. What else? I think that's all I've made. I own all of her patterns that are in the size 0 to 16 range. And even some that are in the old, I had purchased some of her patterns that were in the older size range as well, tops mostly. But yeah, I have the 0 to 16 now because a 10 just fits me perfectly in the shoulders. So this is the Roseclair. So again, I made a size 10, went from a 12 back to a 10. Although this is a full skirt, I probably could have just gone from a 10 to a 12 and left it at a 12, but I think I did go back to a 10. And I've done the GH cup, which is, it just fits me perfectly. I love this dress so much. So this is View A. View A is a fabric hog because it's got all the tiers and stuff on the skirt. So I think it's 4 yards of fabric for View A, but I really wanted to do that one. It's got the fuller sleeve. Sorry, it is hanging on Lena. I am much, much bustier than Lena, the mannequin, but hopefully you can kind of see. This has got the nice big puff sleeve with the cuff that's on there. I just really wanted to do this version and I am so glad. Now, as a full disclosure, so this fabric is a gorgeous rayon challis from, I think you would call it a challis, from Stylemaker Fabrics. And when I was part of the fall style her fall fabric style tour. We always submit like multiple things that we would like to make because she only wants to give like one fabric per person. So you submit multiples, and then whoever's, you know, here's your first pick, second, third. So if someone else has already picked that fabric, then you go down to the next one, that kind of thing. So I had submitted a couple of different options for that, and this was my second one. I got my first one, which was the one I made, the Wanderlust dress with the really cute cozy jacket, wearing both of those a ton. And as a thank you, just for mentioning on the channel and all that kind of stuff, she just sent me the fabric for this dress, just as no strings attached, just as a thank you, which was so kind, because again, 4 yards of this stuff. But there is still, this fabric is still available on her site, both in this colorway, this is the persimmon colorway, and then there's also like a teal where it's a little bit cooler colors. It is such a beautiful fabric to work with. It's not a shifty rayon, and it's almost rayon crepe-ish. It's like an in-between, like a rayon crepe and a rayon challis maybe. It's just beautiful fabric. And it's got these like chevrons, and I did those vertically, so I cut this out cross grain so that my chevrons were going vertically, because someone was like, oh my gosh, that would be very Missoni to put those chevrons vertically. And I'm like, I love that idea. So that's what I did. I shifted things and went vertically, and it's still, or cut things cross grain so that my chevrons are vertical, or my little, I guess you would call those chevrons, my little zigzags. were vertical, and I am so pleased with how this turned out. I love kind of the drop panel that's here at the waist that kind of is flat, and then you go into your tiers. I loved wearing this dress. I got so many compliments on Thanksgiving for this. It's a pretty easy sew. The front is like the bias. Now this is not a true wrap, so meaning it's got the ties on either side, so it kind of ties like a robe would tie. So you tie it, you know, at this side seam, and then it crosses over and ties at the other. But you do have, I mean, the skirt does go from side seam to side seam, so you don't have to worry about flashing anything or it flying open. But I am very interested in trying the other versions as well. I love a wrap dress. This is obviously for woven fabric, but for summer, and I mean, I think you could have a lot of fun with different sleeves, like a little flutter sleeve. Can't remember if a flutter sleeve comes with the pattern or not, but I also have the Upton expansion, the Upton dress with the expansion pack that has like quite a few sleeve options that I think might, I mean, I don't know that, I don't think they were drafted to go together, but I think you might be able to get away, especially with like the fuller ones where it doesn't need to fit perfectly into the arm side, where there's some gathering, like a flutter sleeve or something like that, that you might be able to get away with it. I don't know. I'm interested to try. I'm also interested in putting these sleeves on an Upton just to kind of mess around with that, but you know, just to kind of try things out, but because I love these sleeves. I made, let's see, there is options for, what did I do for shortening it? Because I did shorten it. I shortened it 3 inches. Because that's what I need for my height. And I think I shortened it 1 inch in each of the 3 tiers. I did not touch the bodice, but I did 1 inch, shortened it 1 inch in each of the 3 tiers to get my 3 inches total, and I love where it hits me. It's like perfect. I left the sleeves alone because they're a 3/4 length sleeve, and usually I can get away with just leaving the sleeves alone. Worked perfectly. And then I did, which I do this on all my wrap dresses, but I put a little clear snap. I always make the dress and then try it on just so things aren't, so I'm not like totally boobalicious, just to keep things yeah, kind of tucked in a little bit. I mean, this is still a fairly cleavage-tastic dress, but I did stick that on there and just hand sewed the little clear snap, and I just think that gives me a little extra security, and it works really, really well. This has been washed a couple of times. This fabric washes beautifully. This is a really, I can't even express how nice of a rayon this is. It's a really, really good one. This one could have used a little steam though. It just came out of, I washed these at a hand wash cycle in the washing machine, and then I let them air dry. I mean, maybe I could just toss it in the dryer for like 3 minutes and it would just loosen things up a little bit. Sometimes that works for my rayon dresses without shrinking anything or making anything go crazy. But I am just so in love with this dress. Again, compliments every single time I wear it. It was part of my capsule wardrobe for the fall. It'll still be worn this winter, but yeah. And actually, the colors aren't too bad for my winter capsule. It just doesn't have any of the pink in it, but it's got kind of some mustardy, camely colors, some navy. We're gonna say that's navy, it might be black. And then kind of the dark teal foresty green colors, so It's just a great dress for church, for whatever. Love it with my boots. Great with tights. You could throw, a jacket's a little bit harder though because the sleeves are so voluminous. But yeah, I mean, if you've got a jacket with a fuller sleeve, I think it'd be very, very cute under that as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my Cashmerette Roseclair dress. If you are, I have no affiliation with Cashmerette. I just really love her patterns and just wanted to share this with you because I know a lot of you that watch have a similar body shape to me, or, you know, or have the opposite body shape to me. But I love that, yeah, the cup sizes. If you are someone busty and looking for more brands that really work with those of us that are more busty, without having to do full bust adjustments all the time. And even if you do have to do a full bust adjustment on this, obviously it's much less because it's already done for you. You know, my daughter loves the Cashmerette patterns too. She's like a size 2 with the EF cup. So yeah, it's great for the whole family. Anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have had your eye on the Roseclair and just weren't sure, you have a little extra holidays, Christmas money to spend, it's a great pattern. And again, it comes, I'm almost positive it comes in the printed form as well as the PDF. I have the PDF, but if you prefer printed patterns, I'm almost positive this does, but I will leave it linked down below if you're interested. And again, I'll leave the fabric link down below because she does still have both. I'll leave both colorways actually linked down below so you can go have a look if they're both still available, but they were last I checked. It's a really great fabric. So there we have it, guys. That is the Roseclair dress. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm filming a whole bunch. I'm doing a bunch of bulk filming right now, so I don't know what the next video is going to be up or what order I decide to put videos up in. But I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.